We are here in Fish Creek Provincial Park in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and as per usual, it's cold this time of year when I go to do hobbyware.org labs. The water has frozen over on the creek, but it can get colder still. We just had our first minus 30 degree day, and it was cold, but minus 35 is still colder, and I have no doubt it'll happen.
And that's what's changed in the lab for this year, the banner there. So I hope you enjoyed hobbyware.org labs for 2018.
The labs haven't changed much since last year. I have reached the maximum space in my condo to allow the lab to grow, but that doesn't mean I am finished. I have put my condo up for sale, and I'm looking for townhome and duplex units. So what does this mean? Well, this means the lab will grow once the place sells. If it ever does. Don't ever buy a 1-bedroom plus den. They are so hard to sell, it's not even funny. So that's it? That is hobbyware.org labs for this year? Nah. I thought I would run through a few design concepts I had for the new place, and with a little luck, I will sell the place, and I can start building up the new lab based on these concepts. So, without further ado, let's dive into hobbyware.org labs 2018. I came up with a concept for the new lab. I designed it in SketchUp. I took a room model from the approximate townhouse I was looking at and designed the contents of the lab around that. The room is small, but adds some more features that would improve the lab over my current setup. The main one being there is more storage space. This is brought into the room with the closet. I may try and figure out some shelving for the closet when the time comes. If you have watched my previous videos, you will notice the lab is very much designed to what I'm currently using. I have replaced the gaming computer with a general work table that will allow me more space to work on the projects I have. This area contains a large amount of desk space that I can clutter up. There is a multimeter on the table, as well as a drawer for nuts, screws, and bolts that will be useful for putting 3D prints together. A power brick will allow quick connection and disconnection of electronics. This table also contains a general purpose screen, mouse, and keyboard for hooking up random computers and the like. Oh, and look, a Raspberry Pi 3. Moving on to this corner of the room, I have my toolbox and a printer. This is basically a carryover from the lab that I'm currently in, and the toolbox will still house the contents that are in the current toolbox, with shelves for screwdrivers, vernier calipers, pliers, and the like. The next shelf holding electronics components, and the shelf down from that, wires and cables. The bottom shelf will hold, well, that is to be decided. Why? Because the contents of this shelf, big computer parts and manuals, will probably be moved to the closet. The next addition to the room is this large 4K TV. The plan is for this to keep track of a few things, all communication-based things, like Twitter feeds, IRC channels. That should cover it. I may even make this with text-to-speech so that I can listen to it as well. This will provide valuable feedback and information from maker peers as I work on my projects, and it will always be there, which will improve the rate of my social interactions. Something I think will be good in the long run. This side of the lab is very similar to what I already have set up. Computer in the far corner with 3 screens. I will upgrade all of the screens, ideally taking my gaming screen running at 1440p and move that to the center and have 2 1080p screens on either side. Depending on the time frame it takes to make this happen, the resolutions may change, but the end result is more screen space than some 4x3 monitors could provide. The 3D printer will remain in the same place as before, with a pen holder and power brick also in the same place. There should still be a little desk space that I can use for random things, but most of the general work area will remain on the desk shown before. So here is the decoration for the room. If I have my way, I will get a custom logo designed for the lab. I hope to get it done professionally and made out of aluminum with red lettering like you'd see on the main logo on the hobbyware.org website. And then there is the closet. So what goes in here? Big stuff. Hand drills, computer parts and boxes, and as mentioned before, I'd like to get some shelving put in to increase the storage space. I also figure this is where I will keep 3D printing rolls of plastic. This is becoming a necessity, and I think it'll be useful to keep 3 to 4 rolls of black filament in stock at all times. And heck, why not a roll of metal colored filament too? I hope this gives you a general idea of what the labs I'm planning for will look like. It's a work in progress, and with a little luck, this time next year, I will be taking you on a tour of the fleshed out version of the new labs. I'm still in decision-making mode, so we will see how it actually turns out. Which brings me to my next thought. What do you have in your labs? What do you think I should do with mine? Post in the comments below, or send me a link to pictures of your own lab. I'd love to hear your ideas. And if you like what you see on hobbyware.org, hit the subscribe button below.